Hi, Graham Norris. For those of you who don't know me, I work as a professional performance coach with managers and their staff. Stage 2 COVID around the world, scary. Lots of problems, lots of challenges. And at least not for myself, because I have to change the way I work, the way I market myself. And I want to share a metaphor with you that I find particularly useful. Outside of my working world, I've been a combined events athletics coach for many years. And combined events consists of athletes taking part in many different running, jumping, throwing events in one competition. And above a certain age, the athletes have to take part in the hurdles event. And the hurdle event is an interesting one. Put a young person who's never hurdled in front of a line of hurdles, and you can see they are way out of their comfort zone. And you watch their faces, you see fear, anxiety, trepidation. And across the world, it's interesting watching other athletics coaches, but there's so many different approaches to this. Some of them like go for it, run over it. If you fall over, pick yourself up, go again. I don't take that approach. I justifiably take a different approach. What I will do is I'll set down a line of colourful flat spots about that high, and I get them to run down there. It's interesting, although they're only that high, people run down, jump, and eventually we get them running fast over these flat spots. They come up to me and they say, well, it's not really hurdling, is it? And I go, well, let's think about that. Running with rhythm, relaxation, accurately paced, running over an obstacle. Why is that not hurdling? And bit by bit, it doesn't take much imagination to realize what we do. We make the hurdles higher, get them the right distance apart, because we have to develop the whole overall technique. But fundamentally, the flat spot principle takes them that one step outside of their comfort zone, and they're successful. So each time they're doing something that's bigger and better. As a manager, you may be sitting there thinking, oh, not the comfort zone debate again, because it's rammed at us, isn't it, by authors and gurus and experts and entrepreneurs, and they may well thrive and love that area. The vast majority of people I come across don't. But there's a downside to staying in the comfort zone. And what I mean by that is turn up, perform, get paid, go home. Turn up, perform, get paid, go home. If you stay there in that place of stability and normality, there's some issues to think about. Boredom, stagnation, complacency, and most of all, your competitor, if it's a peer going for promotion, they won't be there. So even if you're a little bit motivated to grow, develop and learn, you have to step out of that comfort zone into that other place. And if you do, then there's opportunities, new learning, growth, stimulation, creative stress. It's really important we appreciate creative stress. I'm not talking stress of anxiety and depression. I'm talking about just enough stress to help us become the best version of ourselves. So we're in areas of excitement, unknown, and a good coach or mentor will help you run over flat spots first of all, to take that step. Great. What does that actually represent for you as a manager, team leader, or supervisor? Typically, things that people talk to me about are chairing meetings, chairing bigger meetings if you're an established manager, putting on a team event for your team or for the whole organization, putting on a presentation to 3 people, 300 people, going and meeting an important and influential stakeholder for the first time, trying to negotiate a bigger part of the budget, looking at productivity issues. And the subject that's really close to my heart, which is why I'm talking today, that of having a difficult conversation. Typically, it's about things like performance, attendance, relationships, or behavior. But we are now in a COVID-rich world. So all those other issues, we have got also to consider now things like people wanting to go back to work, but can't. People who don't want to go back to the world of work, but being asked to. All the health and safety issues, all the new procedures, all the new ways of working. And sadly, maybe the early stages of a conversation around dismissal and redundance. The COVID world that we live in is awash, absolutely awash, with the potential to have difficult conversations. The last 2 years, I've been working and developing and delivering a model based on what I call the resolve principle. It looks at the process, it looks at the mindset, looks at communication skills required and the process of having a difficult conversation. And it works, period. Just works. So I've got two questions for you. Number one, here's the first one. It's a typical coaching question on a scale of 1 to 10. How comfortable do you feel about having a difficult conversation in a way that's calm, professional, competent, and which, key issue, guarantees a successful outcome? Even if that outcome is we didn't agree, but the conversation was good, we've laid the ground for the next conversation. Let's come back next week, 2 weeks' time. Second question is this: how likely are you to have a conversation, a difficult conversation, in the next week, 2 weeks, 2 or 3 months? So if anything I have said has resonated with you, or you'd like to get involved with the debate, and you'd like a copy of my summary of the resolve model that outlines the principles, the process, if you would like a copy of that, then just drop a comment below and I'll send you a copy. If you want to start the debate early, by all means direct message me and I'll come back to you. So thanks for listening. As ever, stay safe.